Hey guys, and welcome to a new World of Tanks gameplay video. And tonight I have been playing my Centurion 1, which is the British Tier 8 medium tank. And it's my first gameplay video of the Centurion, so let's start with some pros and cons first. The pros are very good gun impression, and very good agility, as with most British tanks. And the cons are everything else. It's too slow to be a true medium. It has no armor, an ammo rack in the front. It's quite big for a medium as well, so it's a nice arty target. And so it contradicts itself because it has the agility of a proper brawling tank, but because of the armor and the size, it's not very suitable for brawling. So it's a support tank. Use your gun and your gun impression to exploit the terrain, and be on the second line, support your first frontline tanks. And when necessary, you do have that agility, which will come in quite handy in this battle here, because we're on Ruinberg, starting from the south side, encounter battle, going to this little village here. There's not much RT, but a lot of TDs on the enemy team. And I'm just gonna do some opportunity shots here. I see a very brave T-32 on the enemy team here on the other side of the road, so I'm gonna try to take some shots on him, but the RT fires at me, misses. That just tells me that I'm not in a safe position. Meanwhile, RT-34-2 here is being way too aggressive. He's that when you're just with three tanks here, or three or four tanks, you should play defensive in this village, especially when you know that there's gonna be a lot of enemies here. You know, we have RT behind us. Yeah, quickly trying to save our 30 here, but I just dragged the 39, but it's good enough, you know, to get him off our 30's back. But what I was saying is, when you're outnumbered in this little village, you don't push, you just wait for the enemy to come around the corner so that you have your gun aimed on him. You can fire your first shot before the enemy, and you lure them into the open where the RT can help you. Here I'm trying to keep our T-34-2 alive by exchanging a shot with that T-44. Just, you know, keeping that medium of ours 10 seconds longer alive for him to get an extra shot off on target. But at the same time, it's a random. The fact that he pushed so hard tells me that he's probably not a very experienced or very good player. So he's not worth more than taking one shot for. And now it's just me and a 30 left, but we do have a 30 on the 0 line in J0, who can maybe help us out a bit if the enemy pushes hard enough. So that's exactly what we're gonna try. GW Panther hits me, I repair my track because I just don't want to be tracked here for so long. And I see a gap here. Those TDs fired on my left gave me a chance to finish off that T-44. Again, exchanging a shot, but at least I finished him off. And you know, our RT is working here. We're just gonna lure them, keep luring them in the open, and keep letting the enemy push to us into the open while we are RT safe, and where we can always get that first shot off. And here, you know, the JP is so focused on our 30 that I can just poke out and take a shot at him. And here again, this other JP, he's just going for the 30, which just means that I can use my full DPM to just you know, completely screw them up. 30 is a TD, so you know, big gun, little HP, which means that he should be a priority target. But in this case, you know, he does have the best armor, and if they had focused on me, they could have easily won this game. So they should have been focusing on me. I'm sad to say, which is what most of the time happens. But here, you know, I was lucky enough. We do lose our that 30 though. But that last 30 that was staying in J0, he's now smart enough to start moving up. Meanwhile, you have a Hellcat in C3 who's gonna, I don't know what he's gonna do, but our 30s, their 30s aiming on him, so I'm just gonna quickly let him know that I'm here. And then you see he's panicking, he's falling back into safety. That kind of saves our Hellcat, but at the same time our Hellcat is just rushing in there, guns blazing like an idiot. He should have just tried to stay alive, and because he would have been so much more useful in the later stages of the battle as a spotter. But what he does do is he provide me an opportunity to get close and to finish off this arty first. And then I'm going to try to get another shot on that 30 there, but he just turns too quickly and I just reload too slowly, and I'm just gonna fall back, and I don't want to get hit by that gun because he's got the big 128mm gun. And meanwhile R30 is going to the F5 road there to deal with the enemy T28 prototype, and I'm kind of I'm trapped here. I know that there's an enemy RT in A3 GW Panther, and there's that 30 here. The only thing I can do at this point is just try and lure that 30 in the open, and then just try to outmaneuver him, and just always get that first shot off, tracking him, falling back while reloading, and just repeating that over and over again, just letting him come towards me. Hoping our RT can do something here. Meanwhile our 30 there died against that prototype, doing no damage at all. Very unfortunate. And then there's that ISU in our RT, but he's gonna die soon, so he's not gonna be a problem anymore. And again, I'm just waiting for that 30 to come around the corner so I can get my first shot in on him and track him. But then that prototype starts shooting me from the side, and I see that 30, I have no other choice but to just rush into these buildings. I'm lucky enough for that 30 to be in a small confined space where he just cannot turn around in one circle. He has to do a 3-point turn, and I can just track him again in the front wheel, which tracks him plus does damage. And I reload fast enough so I can just finish him off then. Prototype is still shooting at me. Just gonna try to do some damage and then fall back. And then that RT fires at me, hits the building, and I know pretty much exactly where he is. I'm gonna try to take an opportunity shot, maybe hitting him, I don't know. But now, yeah, our Hummel is really stupid. He does do 277 damage to that prototype, which makes it a one hit for me, which is nice. That will help me out later. But if that RT had just moved to the 0 line and waited for me to spot that prototype, then he could have just fired at it as much as he wanted without getting killed. But here now I'm pinned down between that prototype and the RT in A3, and the super Pershing is on the cap, so time is ticking. I only have about 2 minutes left to get to that cap and reset, so I'm gonna have to make up my mind. I don't want to rush over the A line immediately into the RT because it's very easy for an RT to shoot at a target that is moving straight at it. So I'm gonna move sideways to the RT, and I'm willing to take that shot from that prototype because I know that I'm not a one hit for him, or at least not for sure, because I think that he has the 105mm gun, not the 120. And as you see, the RT fired at me but missed because I was moving sideways relative to him. And now I have a 90-second gap to find him, and I know exactly where he is. And now I'm gonna go around the one line into the cap to reset. I'm not gonna rush in there, just trying to out DPM the super Pershing because I have no idea how much health he is on. All I need is just a reset. I'm telling our RT to aim there for him to reset if I'm maybe unable, if he's behind that fountain thingy or something. But all we need is just to hit a track or something, just to reset. That will buy me an extra 3 and a bit minutes to maneuver around the city and finish off that prototype first. As I move in, I get spotted myself, but I'm just not spotting that guy, so I'm thinking he's behind this bush or something. But he's not shooting at me, but I need to spot him, and I have enough health for him to take a shot at me. So I'm just gonna go for it. I miss by an inch, which is unlucky. But I reset. I'm still waiting for a Hummel to get into position to get into his back to shoot at him. But I'm not gonna stay here. I'm gonna go to the other road now to get him from a different angle where he maybe won't expect it. and then I will always be able to get the first shot off. But you know, he moves. What I should have done is I should have waited 7 seconds for my camera to reset, so that I didn't know I was going around. But at the same time, I don't know where that prototype is, so I can't waste much more time. Right now, I'm thinking he's still in this middle F road here, so I don't want to poke out. But I just want to be able to, you know, get that super Pershing from a flank where he won't expect it, and I will get my first shot off before he can fire. And while he's still turning around, and then I just run into that prototype. He went around into his base and around, but you know, just my gun aims faster than him. He was kind of aiming upwards in that crater, so he couldn't get his gun aimed on me before I killed him. And here I'm just waiting. Our Hummel is spotted, so I'm just waiting for the prototype to be distracted with him and to be aiming the other side towards our Hummel, so that I can shoot at him before he gets his gun aimed on me. Was maybe a bit too greedy, trying to get that last shot, but I was lucky enough for him to bounce on my turret. And I'm just asking our Hummel to now go and move in and take a hit, so that I can use the super Pershing's reload time to finish him off, which is exactly what the Hummel does. So it's a difficult game, but it's a win. And I forgot to take a screenshot, so I can't show you the battle results, but I can tell you that I got 2,131 XP, if I'm not mistaken, and I did about 4.6k damage, 6 kills as you saw. So yeah, as always, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.